Hi guys, my name's Tracey. I'm going to be taking the spot of a Wednesday warrior for a little while, and alongside me will be Ariel, our wonderful new host. As with anything else on this channel, we can only give our experiences and the things we've learned from them. So this week I'm going to be talking about eating disorders and alcoholism. So I'm going to start with telling you kind of my experiences. I was 13 when I started drinking, and started drinking a lot, really. And it started because I was seeing a guy who was a lot older than me, and his group of friends and my group of friends were all drinking. That relationship wound up being extremely abusive. You know, I was manipulated, I was attacked verbally, physically, I was raped. And during that time I kept drinking, partly because everybody else was, but I was drinking a lot more than them, and I was doing that because I just wanted to escape, because I wanted oblivion. I wanted numbness sometimes, you know, and sometimes I just needed not to feel. It's like, you know, if I knew something was going to happen, and quite often I did, and I would expect to be hit, or to be touched, or to be raped, I would, sorry, I have problems saying these things, I would just drink, so that when it happened, I wasn't really there, I wasn't properly there. And even when that relationship finished, I kept drinking. I mean, at that time, on reflection now, I know what I was struggling with was anorexia at the time. And as with my eating disorders, past, present, you know, they've always been so tied up in with this abuse. And my drinking was exactly the same. For the same reasons I was starving myself, I was drinking. To punish myself. I was drinking to escape myself. I was drinking to be numb. I was drinking to feel. You know, and as I said before, just for complete and utter oblivion. And you know, on top of that, my body and the way I felt about it, I needed to escape that body. And for me, when I was very drunk, my body didn't feel the same, and I didn't see it the same, and because of that, I kept drinking. Obviously, being so young, drinking was limited in the sense that there's only so much you can nick from your parents, like liquor cabinet and stuff. I would not eat at school. I mean, even when I managed to move past and out of the anorexia, I would not eat at school. I would save my school lunch money so that I could get really drunk on a weekend, and all weekend. And I drank, you know, crap. I drank either extremely cheap vodka, or that horrible, like, Bella Brusco type stuff, you know, 3 litres for like £2 or something. Just because I just needed to be wasted, I needed to be destroyed, you know, by it. And this kept going on. One of my GCSE exams I was drunk for. I'd poured whiskey into a bottle, and I drank it at the side of the school before my exam. I actually got an A on that paper, but, you know, I just needed it by then. But then, of course, I was at college, and at college it's acceptable to be drunk and to keep drinking, and my parents accepted that too, you know, like everyone's parents do. So I kept drinking. Then when I went to university, I really wanted a change. I really wanted something to change. And I went with the view that I was moving away, and that all of my problems, I would leave them behind me, and I would start fresh, and everything would be wonderful and magical and fabulous. And of course it wasn't. I drank a lot. I drank vodka, and only vodka pretty much. I experimented with a lot of different things that were bad for me. Just to escape, to get out of myself, and self-sabotage as well, because the situations I was in during my college years and the early part of university were very dangerous. they bordered on self-injury in the sense that I would set myself up to sleep with guys or whatever, knowing how much trauma it would cause me, and for the pure fact of just hurting myself, because I felt so much self-hatred, and I just felt I wasn't worth anything more. And this continued until I reached my limit, and different people's limits are different, but for me it was waking up, I think it must have been 2-3 in the afternoon on a Sunday, covered in vomit, my hair covered in vomit, and my face, I'd fallen asleep in it, with a bucket of self-induced vomit on the floor, empty wrappers and boxes everywhere, and bottles all over the place. And I sat up, I still had sick on my face and in my hair and on my clothes, and my room was covered in sick and mess, and I got up and picked up the almost empty vodka bottle off the floor, unscrewed the lid and took a swig. And that for me was like some sort of realisation that this is how bad it's got. Did the unthinkable. I went to AA, I stopped drinking, I cleared the alcohol out of the house, I got support online. Actually, one of the most difficult things I did was moving away from my friends, in sense of not going out with them anymore, because they really couldn't, I couldn't tell them all of my issues and how bad things were, and they couldn't understand why a student wouldn't want to get drunk. Yeah, the same as eating disorder recovery, really, just taking things as they come, one day at a time, and developing healthy coping strategies. Now, I personally like to be a bit creative with it. I bought myself a nice piece of like fabric, so a strip of fabric, like ribbon but thicker, and I bought myself some beautiful ceramic beads and a beautiful cross, and I put the cross on first, and then for every week I stayed sober, I gave myself one of these little ceramic beads, because I'm slightly OCD. I put them on once every fortnight because I wanted them balanced, but you know, whatever, and that helped me. And I would, when I really needed to drink, I would hold, because for quite a long time I shook uncontrollably. I would go really hot and then freezing, and just the withdrawals really. But I did something that most people consider very odd. My aim in recovery from alcoholism was, what I was aiming for wasn't complete abstinence but normality. And now that I know I'm strong enough in my recovery and I know I'm stable, I allow myself one drink if I want it. For me, this was the biggest thing that I learned, was the distinction between want and need. If I'm going for a drink and I need it because whether it's anxiety or stress, or you know, I just want to get wasted, I want oblivion, I don't want to feel anything, whatever. If I want it because of something else, you know, if I'm saying I need it to fix this, I need it so I don't feel anxious, I need it so I don't do this, then I don't have it. If I say, oh look, it's a beautiful day like today's, what would be really nice would be a nice cold strawberry daiquiri, one, then I allow myself that. And for me, that's recovery. For other people, they say no, and that's it, but that's fine. It's whatever works for you. But yeah, I think the important thing with it is that alcoholism, to me, is a symptom. It's not, you know, it's a symptom of something else. It's a response to something else. Like for me personally, my eating disorders are symptoms. They're a response to something else. They're ways that I've fathomed to stay alive through different things. And alcoholism was the same for me, and I think it is for a lot of people. But you know, the most important thing you can remember is that recovery is entirely possible for all of us, and just hold on to that. And wherever you are, you know, if you are aware your drinking's not good, don't wait for it to get worse. A lot of people will say, oh, yeah, I do have a bit of an issue with drink, but, it's not that bad. I'm not an alcoholic or anything. Why wait till you get to that point? Just deal with it now. The same with the eating disorders. Just deal with it now. And it's not easy, and it sucks, and, the withdrawal for me was horrendous, but at least I'm free of that now, and it's just worth the fight. So, yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.